Welcome back, fourth graders. Our second day reading, we're going to talk a little bit about how Owen and Mzee finally meet, how their paths cross. Here we have a photo of Stephen and Mzee. You can just see how large Mzee's head is. I mean, he is a tortoise, but that's a really nice photo of Stephen, one of the workers, and I'm sure directors of the programs to take care of these animals. So we were introduced to Owen, the hippopotamus, and we learned that because of the tsunami, Owen was kind of in trouble, and they weren't sure where to put Owen, so they found a sanctuary for Owen. And now Mzee comes in the photo. Meanwhile, Sabine and other co-workers prepared a large enclosure for Owen. They chose a part of the park that had a pond and a mud wallow, as well as tall trees and brush, everything a hippo could want. The area was already home to a number of bush bucks, vervet monkeys, and a giant Aldabra tortoise called Mzee. I've been pronouncing it incorrectly. Mzee it is. Mzee, whose name means wise old man in Swahili language, was the oldest creature in the park. At about 130 years of age, he had been alive since before Stephen's great-grandmother was born. He wasn't very friendly, except to Stephen, who seemed to know just what he liked, such as getting tickled under the chin. Otherwise, Mzee kept to himself. And there he is, tickling Mzee. No one could have guessed how Mzee's life was about to change. So kind of think about that last sentence, a little bit of foreshadowing. How is Mzee's life about to change? Well, let's find out. Finally, Dr. Paula and Stephen arrived with Owen, who was now weak and exhausted. As soon as the ropes that held him were untied, Owen scrambled from the truck directly to Mzee, resting in a corner of the enclosure. Owen crouched behind Mzee, the way baby hippos often hide behind their mothers for protection. At first, Mzee wasn't happy about this attention. He hissed at Owen and crawled away, probably not very fast. But Owen, who could easily keep up with the old tortoise, did not give up. Slowly, as the night went on, Mzee began to accept his new companion. When the park workers checked on them in the morning, Owen was snuggled up against Mzee, and Mzee didn't seem to mind at all. And our caption here says, at first Mzee crawled away, but Owen wouldn't give up. So Mzee is leading, walking, and Owen is just a baby following behind, and that's how their relationship started. So if you found anything in those two paragraphs that you would like to add to your Venn diagram, go ahead and do so. Whoops. Okay. So we were here. Maybe you can mention something about how old they are. And then we were here as well. Maybe you can also mention something about each of their attitudes. We'll read one more page. Over the next few days, Mzee continued to crawl away, and Owen continued to follow him. But sometimes it was Owen who would walk away from Mzee, and Mzee who would follow. Bit by bit, Mzee grew friendlier. At first, Owen wouldn't eat any of the leaves left out for him. Stephen and the other caretakers were worried that he would weaken even more. Then they noticed Owen feeding right beside Mzee, as if Mzee were showing him how to eat. Or perhaps it was Mzee's protective presence that helped Owen feel calm enough to eat. No one will ever know, but it was clear that the bond between Owen and Mzee was helping the baby hippo to recover from being separated from his mother and stranded in the sea. With Mzee by his side, Owen began to eat. So they started to feel more comfortable, and Owen started to feel more comfortable with Mzee right by his side. Just look at the size of that tortoise. I know there's one in Henry Vila Zoo, very similar to that, but just look at the massive size of him. And of course, Owen isn't going to stay that size forever. Owen is going to grow pretty big himself. We will read on tomorrow.